Today is a very auspicious day, appearance day of Sita Devi, the internal potency of Sri Ramachandra Bhagavan. Bhagavan is one person. Original form is that of Nandanandan Shri Krishna. And his internal potency, eternal consort is Radharani. And this Krishna, he has innumerable other forms and different pastimes. And in those pastimes also his internal potency, Radharani, is also always there, because you cannot separate Shaktiman from Shakti, energetic from energy. So when Krishna is doing pastimes, that is the pastimes of Leelas, sweet Leelas. When he's doing the pastime of Ramachandra, that is the Leela of following all moral and ethical principles of Shastra, that Varna, Ashram, Dharma. And when he performs the pastimes of opulence, he is Narayan and his consort is Lakshmi. And when he is doing pastimes as Gaurango, that is, he is expressing greatest mercy, audarja, compassion for all jivas, because giving prema to all. So in Ramachandra's pastimes, Sita is his consort. In Gaur Lila, Lakshmi Priya and Vishnu Priya, when he's in the mood of Narayan. But when he is in the mood of Krishna, then Gadadhar is his potency as a Radharani. So always potency is there. Like sun and sunshine you cannot separate, like that energetic you cannot separate from energy. And by the grace of energy we can attain energetic. That is Swarup Shakti. The essence of Swarup Shakti is Bhakti. By nature. Shakti is engaged in the service of Shaktiman. So Swarup Shakti is always engaged in the service of Shaktiman, but we are marginal potency. We are not directly internal potency, we are marginal, in between internal and external potencies. So according to our choice, we can submit to internal potency for the service of Krishna, or if we want to enjoy Maya, then we will become Maya's servant. We think we will lord it over her, but ultimately we become her servant and we get punished. But if we submit to internal potency, then that devotion, which is potential in us, that can be awakened and can attain its object, eternal object, that is Krishna. So today we are celebrating the anniversary of appearance of Sita Devi. We may say anniversary because in Treta Yuga she appeared. But in another sense, her appearance is eternal in the sense that in some universe, she is doing that pastime of appearance. And in another sense, also, there is appearance in a purified heart of a pure devotee. They can see that pastime of appearance of Sita. She's not ordinary person, transcendental. So doing pastimes of birth or appearing, even in her case, it is very astonishing, mystical, as in the case of Radharani also, mystical. So here, Janak Maharaj, king in Mithila, he was very pious king, but he had no child. So on the advice of one sage, he wanted to make that yagya for getting a child. So while preparing for that field for that yagya, he was plowing the land with plow. While plowing, he stuck into some golden box, like casket word is like box. Then he took it out and opened, and from that box Sita Devi appeared. Bol Shri Sita Devi Ki Jai. She appeared, very beautiful daughter, and he was very happy, and he took it as a will of Supreme Lord. This event, he took it as will of Supreme Lord, but he took her as her daughter, natural daughter. So she had all good qualities. All good qualities. And she grew up. Then he took care of her. Then when the time for marriage came, many princes, they wanted to marry her. But the condition was that they should string that bow, very big bow, given by Shiva. It's very heavy, so no prince could string that. But Ramachandra, when he came, then he not only stringed that bow, but he even broke it. So immediately it was confirmed that he's the right man to marry Sita. So all were very happy. And Lakshman married sister of Sita, that is Urmila, and they all came to Ayodhya. Then, we were hearing that Ramayana. Today there is another topic, only in brief. Dasharatha promised his wife Kaikeyi 2 boons, so she requested at that moment, based on the pressure given by Manthara. She was evil. So by bad association, Kaikeyi's mind also became polluted, and she requested that her son should become king, Bharat, and Ramchandra should be banished to forest for 14 years. So Dasharatha had to promise, because this Leela is about etiquette and morality. So then Ramachandra was to go to forest, and Sita, as ideal wife, she also followed him. Although there was no necessity for her to go, also Ramachandra told her, no need for you to go. You are queen, you are princess, you cannot tolerate such austere life in the forest. But anyway, she wanted to go because it is her duty to serve husband. Then Ravan kidnapped her by trick, and then Ramachandra killed Ravan, rescued Sita. Then Sita was tested for her chastity, although Ramachandra knows she is chaste. But in order to show to other people that Agni Pariksha was made with the fire, she had to enter into fire. And then also they were in Ayodhya, and then again someone was speaking against Sita. Yes, there was one time, either Ramachandra or some minister, I'm not sure. He was going, and he heard one family man, he was telling to his wife, you go out from here. You are having another man, so I will not take care of you. I am not like Ramachandra, who accepted Sita again after she was there in Lanka with that demon for 1 year. He accepted, but I am not like him. I will not accept him. So when such speaking was going on, then Ramachandra had to banish Sita to forest, because he's a king, and he had to do this as his duty because such conception should not be there, but he worshipped the deity of Sita during that yagya. He did not want to marry another one. For that yagya, husband and wife, they had to have to do together. But Sita was in forest. So they told Ramachandra to marry again. He said, no, I will not marry. I will have golden Sita here with me. And it was made. Then later on also, third time, Sita had to be tested for chastity. At that time, she said to Mother Earth, because Mother Earth is one of the witnesses of all our activities. There are many other witnesses, but Earth is one of them. So Sita Devi took her shelter, and also Mother Earth does not tolerate anyone lying. That is great sin. So then Sita said that if I am thinking only of Ramachandra, not thinking of anyone else, then, oh Mother Earth, give me shelter. Then Mother Earth opened, and there the one throne came up, and there Sita was seated, and then the throne went inside the earth, so that the whole world could see that Sita is really chaste. Only thinking of Ramachandra, only serving Ramachandra, no one else. Then it was proved. So her character is the ideal character. In whole Ramayana you will find about her character. And her example should be followed. Today is her appearance day. In brief, we heard some of her glories. On Ram Navami we hear more also. So today is her appearance day. I saw her this year in Mayapur, in the house of Murari Gupta. Murari Gupta in Ram Lila, he is Hanuman. In Gaur Lila, he is Murari Gupta. So there is his house in Mayapur, and there he worshipped these deities, Sitaram, Lakshman, and Hanuman. No, not Hanuman. Sitaram and Lakshman, maybe Bharat there, but Sitaram are there, so I'm remembering those deities, and Sita Devi is there. I am bowing down to her lotus feet and praying for her causeless mercy to bestow devotion to her lotus feet in the form of Radharani and to her beloved Shri Krishna and Gauranga Mahaprabhu combined form. Also today is appearance day of Nityananda Prabhu's internal potency, that is Jahnava Devi. In Krishna Lila, Baladev Prabhu, he has two potencies, two consorts, two wives, Varuni and Revati. In Gaur Lila, they became Boshuda and Jahnava. So our Gurudev wrote her biography in the Associates of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. I will read from there. Shri Varuni Revata Vangsha Sambhave Tasya Priyadve Boshuda Cha Jannavi Shri Surja Dasasya Mahatmana Sute Kakudmi Rupasya Cha Surja Teja Saha Kechit Shri Boshuda Devim Kalau Api Vi Vrinvate Ananga Manjarim Kechit Jannavim Cha Prachakshate Ubhayam Tu Sami Chinnam Purva Nyayat Satam Matam. Lord Balarama's wives, Varuni and Revati, became Boshuda and Jannavi, the two wives of Nityananda Prabhu, in Chaitanya Lila. Both of them were the daughters of Surya Das, who was as effulgent as the sun. He was Kakudmi, the father of Revati in Krishna Lila. According to another opinion, Jahnava was the avatar of Anangamanjari. Both these opinions are possible, as we have shown that more than one identity can be joined in associates of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Gaur Ganudesh Deepika. Nityananda Prabhu's Shakti, Srimati Jahnava Devi, appeared on the Shukla Navami Tithi of Vaishak today. Her father was Surya Das Sarkel. According to Gauriya Vaishnava Abhidhan, her mother's name was Bhadravati. Surya Dasa's Shripad, that is home, is in the village of Shaligram, which is not far from Navadip, close to the Murgacha station on the Eastern Railway. Surya Das was the third son of Kanksari Mishra. His older brothers were Damodar and Jagannath. His younger brothers, Gauridas, Krishna Das Sarkel and Rishinga Chaitanya. Surya Das Pandit made his home in Shaligram, not far from Navadip. He held an important post in the service of the king of Gaura, as a result of which he was given the title Sarkel or commander, and earned a large amount of money. Surya Das and his brothers were all very pure in their character, and they had a spotless reputation. His virtues are innumerable. His daughters were Boshuda and Jahnava. Bhakti Ratnakar. Surya Das Sarkel and Krishna Das were brothers who both had great faith in Nityananda Prabhu and were filled with love for Krishna. This is from Chaitanya Charitamrita. Surya Das Sarkel was a magnanimous devotee whose brother was Gauridas Pandit. Gauridas took his permission to come and live in Ambika on the banks of the Ganges. Gauridas Pandit is Subal Saka in Krishna Lila. Narahari Chakravarti Thakur has written about Jahnava Devi's holy life at length in his Bhakti Ratnakar. Every manifestation of Vishnu Tattva has three energies, which are known as Shri, Bhu and Nila or Lila. Nityananda Prabhu, the Vishnu Tattva, possesses these three energies. In the 12th Taranga of Bhakti Ratnakar, Lord Nityananda Prabhu's wedding is described as taking place according to human custom. The essence of that description is as follows. A certain Kayasta named Krishna Das, the son of Horihor in Borogachi, a village near Shaligram, made arrangements for the wedding of Nityananda Prabhu. A certain elderly Brahmana from Shaligram saw that Surya Das was worried about finding a suitable husband for his two daughters and made the following suggestion. In the village of Ekachakra in Raradesh are a Brahmana couple named Harai Pandit and Padmavati Devi. They were Basudev and Rohini in their previous roles in Krishna Lila. Lord Balaram has appeared as their son, Nityananda Prabhu. He traveled to all the places of pilgrimage and performed many austerities. He is a great scholar and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's dearest associate. He is the eternal husband of your two daughters. In a dream, Surya Das also had a vision of Nityananda Prabhu and as Balaram with Boshuda and Jahnava standing to his left and right in their forms as Revati and Varuni. Here it should be opposite. As Varuni and Revati. Boshuda is Varuni. Revati is Jahnava. When Surya Das took the Brahmana's advice seriously and offered the two girls to Nityananda Prabhu's lotus feet, Nityananda Prabhu mercifully gave him the same vision directly. Surya Das forgot himself in ecstasy. He saw Boshuda and Jahnava as Varuni and Revati, whose forms were more effulgent than mountains of gold and kumkum. Standing to the left and right of Balaram, they were decorated in magnificent jewelry and bedecked in fine colorful clothes. Nityananda Prabhu revealed this magnificence to his devotee in order to give him joy, and Surja Das completely forgot himself in his ecstasy. This is from Bhakti Ratnakar. The Adivas, or preliminary function rituals on the eve of the wedding and the wedding itself, were conducted in the house of Krishna Das Sarkel in Shaligram. All the Brahmanas of Borogachi and Shaligram were present there. The fortunate Surja Das Sarkel gave his 2 daughters away to Nityananda Prabhu according to the religious rites and popular customs from Bhakti Ratnakar. At Sachi Mata's request, Nityananda Prabhu stayed for some time in Navadip after his wedding in Shantipur. He then moved to Saptagram, where he stayed with Udarandatta Thakur, and then established a residence on the banks of the Ganges in Karda. Jahnava Devi herself had no sons, but Nityananda Prabhu's other potency, Boshuda Devi, gave birth to Virabhadra or Vir Chandra Goswami, the manifestation of Kiroda Kashai Vishnu, Gaurganadesh Dipika, and Ganga Devi, the manifestation of river Ganges. According to the Gaurganadesh Dipika, Ganga Devi's husband, Madhava Acharya, is an avatar of King Shantanu. You will find in our Gurudev's book, Puranik Charitavali, about King Shantanu biography. He is husband of Ganga Devi. How it happened, you can find there, complete history. Birabhadra Goswami was inundated with Jahnava Mata's mercy, becoming her direct initiated disciple. Here we see Jahnava Devi acting as initiating spiritual master. Diksha Guru. Nityananda Das writes in his Prema Vilas that when Birabhadra saw Jahnava Mata in a 4-armed form, his mind was changed and he took Diksha from her. Some say that when Jahnava Mata was cooking chapatis, her 2 hands were engaged. Then when Virabhadra came inside, then she manifested 2 more hands to cover her head. Then, seeing this, he was astonished. It is his auntie, according to relation, but they are all transcendental personalities. They are doing lila. Then he understood she is not ordinary person. Then he took Diksha from her. And from him also that line of Jahnava Devi, Diksha line is coming down. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur took Diksha in that line from Jahnava Mata, from Bipin Bihari Goswami, but he was fully surrendered and fully accepted Jagannath Das Babaji as his guru. That is, of course, also Lila. Bhaktivinoda Thakur is also a perfected soul, but he showed that one has to accept fully bona fide guru in order to progress, even if it is in shiksha way. Nityananda Das writes in his Prema Vilas that when Birabhadra saw Jahnava Mata in 4-armed form, his mind was changed and he took Diksha from her. without the mercy of, there is nowadays this discussion is going on whether ladies can also give Diksha or not. Here is the proof, and also Ganga Mata is proof, and daughter of Srinivasacharya, Hemlata Thakurani, is proof. Also Srila Bhakti Rakshidhar Dev Goswami Maharaj, he ordered his disciple, that Krishna Mai Didi. So it is possible, but she must be qualified. This is the main thing. She must have exclusive one-pointed devotion to Krishna. Then it is possible. Like that Sachima, who later became Ganga Mata in Puri, when king committed offense to her, means his servants, not him directly, but his servants, but king was also responsible for that. So Jagannath himself ordered king that he should take Diksha from Ganga Mata Goswami. So here Supreme Lord himself is saying to take initiation from a lady. So they can do, but the only thing is other qualifications should be there also. Krishna Tattva Veta Jai Guru Hoy. They must have all those qualities. Also now that Jaya Shri Goswamini, she is doing this seva as initiating spiritual master. That is in Gauriya Mat also. So, without the mercy of Nityananda Prabhu's potency, Jahnava Devi, no one is able to cross over the ocean of material life, nor can one obtain the service of Nityananda Prabhu and enter into the loving service of his worshipable Gaura Hari and Radha Krishna. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur has written in his Kalyana Kalpataru, we sang this song just before the recording started. O Jahnava Devi, be merciful today to your servant and deliver me from my pain. Give me a place in the boat of your lotus feet so that I can be sure to cross over the ocean of birth and death. You are Nityananda Prabhu's energy, your devotion to Krishna and my Guru. Please give this servant the desired tree of your lotus feet. How numerous are the fallen souls that you have saved. So this fallen beggar seeks a place at your feet. The great devotee Krishna Das, in his song which begins Jai Radhe Jai Krishna Jai Vrindavan, has prayed for Jahnava Devi's mercy after glorifying Krishna's name, abode and associates. Remembering Jahnava Devi's lotus feet, this lowly Krishna Das sings the names of the Lord. Shri Jahnava Pada Pada Koriya Smaran Dino Krishna Dasa Kohe Nama Sankirtan. We are singing in the morning when doing parikrama of temple. Jahnava Devi was present when Narottam Das Thakur put on a great deity installation festival at Keturi village on Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's appearance day. Indeed, the installation of the deities took place under her direction. She personally prepared the first offering to the deities and offered it to them. She then served the prasad to the assembled devotees. Early that morning, Jahnava Ishwari rose in great delight, took her bath, and did her mantra meditation, Sandhya. That we have to do, Sandhya. Then she began to cook innumerable vegetable preparations with great enthusiasm. Bhakti Ratnakar. All of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's personal associates from Bengal were very happy to see Narottam Das. Jahnava Devi, the daughter of Surja Pandit and wife of Nityananda Prabhu, worshipped by the entire universe, expert in the distribution of the pearl of Prema, was delighted to hear his name. Her joy increased when she observed his renunciation and uncommon love for Krishna. Jahnava Devi mercifully came to Keturi, making everyone happy by being there and giving her darshan to all. How can a person as fallen as I describe the compassionate nature of Srimati Jahnava Devi. When Narottam Thakur, he made that arrangement for installation of deities on the order of his guru, Lokanath Goswami and Jiva Goswami also, because they told him you will have to preach there. So he invited all Vaishnavas, and Jahnava Devi also came on his invitation. There was a big festival, so all Vaishnavas, they came, and they were engaged in different services. And when there was Kirtan, Narottam Thakur was doing, then also Gaura Nityananda appeared, and Advaita Acharya. Though they already disappeared before, but that in that Kirtan they appeared directly. So there was a big festival there. All pure devotees. Jahnava Devi's travels are described in the 11th Taranga of Bhakti Ratnakara. While traveling from Keturi to Vrindavan, she stopped in a prosperous village where she delivered some atheistic unbelievers and criminals and bestowed Krishna Prema upon them. When she arrived in Vrindavan, she saw the Samadhi of Gauradas Pandit, which moved her to tears. He is her uncle, according to external vision, but in Krishna Lila, Gauridas Pandit is Subal Saka, and she is Anangamanjari, younger sister of Radharani. They are intimately connected there also. When she was in Vrindavan, the leaders of the Vaishnava community such as Jiva Goswami, Gopal Bhatta Goswami, Lokanath Goswami, Bhugarba Goswami, Madhu Pandit, all came to offer her their respectful greetings. She took these Vaishnavas and visited the principal temples of Vrindavan, that is Radha Madan Mohan, Govinda and Gopinath, before going to Radhakund. There she met Raghunath Das Goswami, who was engaged in the constant chanting of the holy names and whose body was emaciated by his austerities. One who has exclusive one-pointed devotion to Krishna means no diversion of any other desires, any offense or any misconception, apasiddhanta, rasa, nothing. He feels his eternal identity as eternal servant of Krishna by realization. In that state, he will constantly chant holy name, like breathing. It is going on naturally. They are not wasting, they cannot do without chanting. They are always engaged in the service of Krishna, and chanting his name is one devotional form. In Vrindavan also, everyone is always chanting Krishna's name according to their rasa, different names, because they are always thinking of Krishna, they are always chanting his name and always remembering him, always engaged in his service. So name is constant there also. Any service they are doing, it is going on with the name. For us, it is like a practice of service to Krishna, but it is also in perfection. There also name is going on constant. But for practitioners, one cannot attain this constant chanting of holy name as long as false ego remains. Only when he comes to this Trinadapi Sonichana Tarorapi Sahisnana Amanina Manadena, then Kirtanya Sadahuri is possible. So we have to, by chanting, regular chanting with faith, We have to purify our heart of all those other things. Then we can come to that Nishta, constancy. Then Ruchi, then Raganuga after that. Jahnava Devi remained in Radhakund for 3 days, engaged in bhajan. She heard the sound of Krishna's flute while sitting on the banks of the Kunda and had the vision of Sri Krishna that overwhelmed her with waves of divine love. The ghat where Jahnava Devi bathed and had this vision is today known as Sri Jahnava Ghat. You can see there in Radhakund, you can walk there. She then took the company of Vaishnavas on a parikrama of Brajamandal there. Parikrama is one kind of devotional forum to visit the pastime places of Krishna or Gaurango or some Vaishnavas also, pure devotees, that will give you devotion. During this parikrama, she heard Jiva Goswami speak on Brihad Bhagavatamrita. Again, I will mention, it is parikrama, not parikram, because the last A is long one. You can see in all scriptures, in Sanskrit, in Bengali, in Devanagari, everywhere you will find the last A is long A. So it must be pronounced, and it is parikrama, not parikram, as many say, but it is not, it does not sound nice when you hear, let us go on parikram. It is parikrama. So she heard during parikrama from Jiva Goswami speak on Brihad Bhagavatamrita. Yesterday or the day before yesterday I mentioned Brihad Bhagavatamrita. This very important book, Sanatana Goswami wrote. This was the first book written by any Goswami after the order of Mahaprabhu. There you will find these different kinds of devotions explained in detail through personal experience. Then you can have clear conception about devotion, pure devotion, and different stages, and ultimately that Vrindavan bring. On the return journey to Gauradesh, Jahnava Devi visited numerous places. She spent 3 or 4 days in Keturi, some time in Buduri, the place of Nityananda Prabhu's birth in Ekachakra, Katwa, where Mahaprabhu took sannyas, Jajigram, Sri Kanda, Navadip, Sri Mayapur, Ambika, and Saptagram, where she visited Udaran Datta's house. During her travels, she met Sri Yadunandanacharya and Srinivasacharya in Katwa, Srila Narottam Das Thakur and Sri Ramachandra Kabiraj in Jajigram, and Sri Raghunandan Thakur in Srikanda. Finally, she returned to Karda, where she recounted the story of her entire voyage to Boshuda and Virabhadra Prabhu. Son of Boshuda is Virabhadra Prabhu. By Jahnava Devi's mercy, Nitana, so you see, Boshuda did not go on travels, but she heard from Jahnava. So this year also I sent some videos for those who could not go, they could see the holy places. By Jahnava Devi's mercy, Nityananda Prabhu's dear associate Parameshwari Das Thakur was fortunate enough to see Sri Gopinath united with Sri Radharani in Vrindavan. When he returned to Karda and told Jahnava Devi and Boshuda what he had seen, Jahnava was overwhelmed with feelings of prema. She instructed Parameshwari Thakur to go immediately to the village of Antpur and install deities of Sri Radha Gopinath there. Jahnava Devi arranged for Virabhadra Prabhu's marriage to Yadunandana Acharya's 2 daughters, Srimati and Narayani, both of whom became disciples of Jahnava Devi. So here we see Nityananda Prabhu was first playing the pastimes of being brahmachari and traveling to all holy places, and when he came to Navadip, he was like Avadut at first, not caring for any this Varna ashram, nothing. Then when he was ordered by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to preach along with Haridas Thakur, they were like sannyasis. In the form of sannyasis they were preaching. Then when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was staying in Puri, then when he entered into his more internal mood to taste that Radha Bhav, then he ordered Nityananda Prabhu to preach in Bengal. And it was then that Nityananda Prabhu, on the inspiration or on the order of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he married and was remaining as a householder but preaching Krishna consciousness everywhere. So he is ready to do anything for the service of Krishna. And Jahnava Devi is his internal potency. Our Gurudev said she is even more merciful than Nityananda Prabhu. So Bhaktivinoda Thakur, he wrote this song to pray for her grace. She can rescue anyone. Gurudev said that she's so merciful and she rescued so many. So I have no hesitation, I have no fear to also go and request for my rescue, because already she rescued so many fallen souls. So without fear, I am also going to you to request. So this is the mood of this song as explained by our Gurudev. So we sang it before. Now I will read the full translation. In the book some lines were there, but now I want to read the full translation. 1 second. Bhavarnava pore mor akulo param. Only translation I will read. You can find the song starting with Bhavarnava pore mor akulo param. I have fallen into this vast ocean of material existence. Thus my heart is extremely disturbed. This is the nature of this material existence. You cannot avoid extreme disturbance. I search for the shore, but have no idea how to reach it. I have no strength from my previous karmic activities, means auspicious activities, or from my pursuit of knowledge, gyan. Nor do I have any help from virtues accrued by sacrifices, yoga, austerities, or religious practices. I am extremely feeble and I don't know how to swim. Who will rescue me from this dreadful calamity? I see the horrible alligator of sense gratification present before me. Bishoy Kumbir, the sense gratification alligator, and the waves of lust are constantly agitating and provoking me. I can no longer cope with all the urges that are pushing me like a raging wind from my previous births, or this Praktan Vayur Vek Sohit Napari. According to our activities in previous lives, that tendency to enjoy means that habit of sense enjoyment was there. So that habit, that tendency is natural in us. It is pushing us. So that is very difficult to tolerate. It is almost impossible. You cannot do anything about it. It is pushing you into sense gratification because of previous habit. Like someone starts smoking, then he becomes addicted. then he cannot stop. Or drugs like this. So like this sense enjoyment becomes like this. You cannot stop. It's like a force. So I can no longer cope with all the urges that are pushing me like a raging wind from my previous births. Feeling greatly perturbed, I simply weep, for I see no one to rescue me. O most revered Sri Jahnava Devi, please show mercy to this servant today by virtue of your own good qualities, and kindly alleviate all my afflictions. I have nothing, no qualification by which you can grace me. That is why, out of your own good qualities, your own compassion, you rescue me. I have nothing to claim, nothing based on which I could claim your mercy. I have nothing. So I request you, based on your own good qualities of compassion, you grace me. That is real humility. And to such a humble soul, surrendered soul, Kripa will descend. Otherwise, if there is any kind of pride, false pride, there is no surrender, then that Kripa cannot come, because Kripa is like water, it can only flow down. One who will surrender, he will get. Sincerely surrender. By taking shelter in the boat of your lotus feet, I will certainly be able to cross over this vast ocean of material existence. You are the very pleasure, potency of Nityananda Prabhu, and you are the Guru of Krishna Bhakti, teacher. Kindly bestow upon this servant the wish-fulfilling desire tree of your lotus feet. Thus, this most wretched and shameful rogue prays at your lotus feet today, for he sees that you are delivering many other sinners. So based on this line, our Gurudev explained this mood. Koto koto pamarere korecho udhar, tomar charana ache kangalachar. I'm seeing you have rescued, and you are rescuing so many fallen souls. So I am also with this hope, and without any hesitation, without fear, I am also coming to be rescued. I am fallen soul, full fallen soul. So I am also coming to you to pray for your grace to rescue me. From what? From this tendency to enjoy Maya. There's so much into it, we cannot come out. Like one who started drugs, he's addicted, cannot come out. Without the help from another, cannot come out. Like that, we fallen souls, we are averse to Krishna, we cannot come out from that tendency without the grace of pure devotee, one who is well established in devotion to Krishna. She's Ananga Manjari, younger sister of Radharani, the internal potency. So her whole existence is only devotion to Krishna. So by her grace, we can be rescued from this tendency of being averse to Krishna and can attain devotion to Krishna. Also on today's day, we in Slovenia, we established GOKUL institution, founded by our Gurudev. It is, the meaning is Global Organization of Krishna Chaitanya's Universal Love. When our Gurudev started preaching in Western countries, then some devotees, they requested him to open some Chaitanya Gauriya Mata institution also in Western countries. Gurudev said, I cannot do that because I am not finding any qualified person in Western countries who could maintain the standard which is supposed to be for Chaitanya Gauriya Math as our Gurudev he made how it should be. So I'm not finding. So, but you can open Gokul Center, Global Organization of Krishna Chaitanya's Universal Love, and you do as much as possible Krishna bhajan as you can do in your circumstance, and do as much preaching as it is possible for you. And also you have your own local management. It will not be connected with Chaitanya Gauriya Math, but your own and registered in your own countries, and do as much as possible. I will give you all support, how much I can do and you can do. And Gurudev also gave some guidelines, like to hold programs with Kirtan, Harikatha, and also to invite sadhus from India or from preachers, either from India or from other countries, those who are advanced devotees, to hold programs with them, also to distribute prasad to participants or to outside also. And also you can make internet page. That time this internet preaching also started. And you can put writings of Vaishnava Acharyas there. And you can translate books and articles and put on internet or publish books. Like in this way you can do public programs, also invite people. In this way you can do as much as you can, and I will support you. So when we wanted to publish that book, biography of our Parang Gurudev, in Slovenian language, because Gurudev ordered us to do that translation for the centennial celebration of appearance day of Parang Gurudev. So that translation was made. Then my mother asked Gurudev, in which name should we publish? Then Gurudev said, you can publish in the name of GOKUL, you can register there in Slovenia, and you publish in that name. And this is how we devotees here, we decided. And on today's day, we made that like establishment meeting, and it was established. Then after some time we legally also registered. So we chose this day, is very auspicious day today, because Nityananda Prabhu is most merciful. He's preaching Mahaprabhu's message everywhere. He's in charge of all preaching. No one, without Nityananda's grace, no one can do anything in the way of preaching. It is all his grace, his arrangement, he's doing everything. And his internal potency, Jahnava Devi, she's even more merciful than Nityananda Prabhu. She rescued so many fallen souls, heavy fallen souls. So it is very auspicious day. Our Gurudev appeared on Ram Navami. He showed ideal character, like Ramachandra, or all in Ram Lila, those who are doing that pastime. Ideal character like that, our Gurudev also showed that ideal character, whole life from birth already. And Sita Devi is today's appearance day. She's internal potency of Ramachandra. She's having that ideal character. And Jahnava is the greatest, most merciful. So on this day, it is connected with our Gurudev and also with preaching and practice. So on today's day we open, so we are also celebrating, and I am bowing down to the lotus feet of Jahnava Devi. Today I received her photo of Nityananda Prabhu and Boshuda and Jahnava in Ekachakra. That deity yes, Oh, 1 second. I don't know how to stop it here. 1 second, I will show you. Jahnava and Vasudha and Nityananda Prabhu in Ekachakra Diti. So I am bowing down to her lotus feet and praying for her causeless mercy to bestow service of her lotus feet and her object of worship, Nityananda Prabhu and Gauranga Mahaprabhu and Radha Krishna. Also, I am bowing down to the lotus feet of our most revered Gurudev. He is the founder, Acharya of GOKUL institution all over the world, because it is global organization of Krishna Chaitanya's universal love. Gurudev said it is for all. Krishna Bhakti is for all, because it is the soul's birthright to worship Krishna, her father. It is meant for all. The mercy of Mahaprabhu is for all. It should be informed to all. No discrimination. If someone does not want to accept, that is another thing, because every jiva has free will. But Mahaprabhu's message and mercy and that information should be given to all. And Gurudev said we should practice and preach according to the method shown and given by Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Goswami Thakur. In this way, we have to practice and preach. And we did not see Prabhupada Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. Also, we could not see our Parangurudev. He's a personal associate of Prabhupada, but we saw our Gurudev. He's personal associate of our Parangurudev, non-different from him. And also in Krishna Lila, our Gurudev is directly under Nayan Mani Manjari, that is Prabhupada in Krishna Lila. So we saw Gurudev. So we are trying to follow as per example shown by our Gurudev, and as per his instructions, we are trying for our own eternal welfare and also to bring eternal welfare to others also. Then Gurudev will be pleased, Krishna will be pleased. So I am bowing down to the lotus feet of Gurudev and praying for his causeless mercy to bestow strength that we may serve him and all Guru Parampara and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Radha Krishna for their satisfaction. Tomorrow we'll further hear Bhakti Alok.